What's up? What's up there, internet land? It's your girl coming to you live from my home office here in Boston, Mass. It's your girl Shawne coming to you today to shoot this quick video just for you. So before we get started, I'm going to share this out to a couple of people. So let me do that right quick. Let's see here. So happy Monday, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let me see. Let's make this a little bigger. There we go. All right. Let me see. Tell me guys, do I look like I am travel ready? I got the hat on. Even though it's raining outside, I am so ready to go. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share this out right quick. So just let me do that. So come on in, let me know where you're living in from. If it's your first time living in with me, say what's up. If it's not your first time, still say what's up. And again, let me know where you are coming from, all right? I'm going to share this out to a few places, share it to a couple of my groups. So give me 1 second here. Share it there. All right. And let's see who else do I want to share it to. All right. So, all right, let's go, folks. So I don't know if you guys saw the title that I just put into the post there, but today we are going to be talking about cruising in 2021. All right, folks, cruising in 2021. 5 things that will become our new normal. Now, I know it has been a crazy year. It's been a tough year. We all are dying to get back out on the road and start to travel again. And people are doing that. I'm doing that. People are doing it. I'm still being cautious about what I'm doing. And I know cruising it's been tough. You know, my cruise got canceled back right before COVID hit in March of last year. And, you know, it's just been super crazy. So, you know, I know the big deal has been, when are we going to get back to cruising? So I'm going to take this off for a minute and chill out. Just thought I'd come in with a little prop and just kind of hang out. Hey there, why not? Let's go for it. So, you know, everybody's been asking, well, what about cruising? What about cruising? CDC has been all kind of crazy. There's been all sorts of protocols that need to be in place before we can actually set sail on the open seas again. And so cruise lines are now starting to set sail. Some are starting this month, some are starting July, some have canceled some of their September and October sailings even. So it's still up in the air. There's some test trials going on, some things happening. And so, you know, there have been cruises that have been sailing from other countries, but not from U.S. cities. But we're now starting to do that. But it's going to be just a little bit different. So I just thought, as a cruise specialist, I would come to you today and just share at least 5 of those things that will be somewhat different if you choose to cruise in 2021 and moving forward. All right. So the first thing that we are going to talk about that may be different is the requirement of face mask. Now, again, different cruise lines have done different things. Some cruise lines have said that you have to be fully vaccinated in order to set sail on their ships. Royal Caribbean was one of those cruise lines that said, hey, in order for you to sail our ships, you have to be vaccinated. They have since come back and rescinded that and said you do not have to be vaccinated if you do not want to. Now, the crew, I believe, will all be vaccinated, but the passengers do not. But again, this is the cruise industry. Things change by the minute. So, you know, don't, you know, take it for what it's worth right now. It could change again, but as of right now, you do not, with Royal Caribbean, you do not have to be vaccinated. But there are some cruise lines, I believe MSC is one. I don't think Carnival has come out and said either way, but I think MSC says that you have to be vaccinated in order to sail on their ships. And I think Norwegian, don't quote me on that, but I think Norwegian was the other one that said that you had to be vaccinated. But again, those are subject to change. So when you're booking your cruises, make sure that you're double checking to see if you need to be vaccinated or not. So that's the one thing you will have to, that's the first thing out of the 5 things, is that you will be required to wear face masks. All right. Again, and some, each cruise line is different. For some, if you're vaccinated, you may not need to wear a mask. Those who aren't vaccinated may have to wear a mask. So again, when we're booking those trips, we just want to double check to see what that requirement is for you and your family. All right, so that's the first thing. Number two, kind of touched on this, and it's going to be testing. If you guys have been paying attention to anything in regards to travel, when you are traveling internationally and you are going to, let's just say Cancun or whatever the case is, sometimes they'll require you to test when you get there, or you have to have a negative test before you go. But you definitely have to be tested when you are returning from an international country back to the United States. If you are a U.S. citizen, you have to be tested before you can get on a plane and come back home. All right. And again, there's resorts that have, that offer COVID testing for free if you're staying there. And so those hotels will guide you and direct you as to what it is that you need to do, how soon you need to have that test done before you leave, and so on and so forth. So that's number 2. Testing will be required for cruising as well. All right. Number three, this is the big one, guys. Shore excursions. Now, if you've ever been on a cruise, we know that shore excursions are a big thing. Cruise lines make a lot of money. We're gone. If you're on a cruise, on an excursion, you're gone for a couple of hours and you're seeing and doing whatever it is that you want to do. The other thing is sometimes when you get off the ship and you don't book a cruise, book an excursion through the cruise, you can just kind of go off, maybe hire a taxi or a driver and just kind of ride around and see the city. I don't think that that's going to happen right now. You're going, in order to see whatever you want in that destination, you are going to have to book it through the cruise. You're going to have to book it through the cruise lines. Now, that's going to be different, and that truly may stop some people from cruising, because a lot of times people want to have the flexibility to do what they want at their own time, their own leisure, and not spend 2-3 hours necessarily on a particular tour. So you will have to now, as far as everything I've been reading, is that you would have to now book those excursions through the cruise lines. All right, so that's number 3, folks. Number 4 is no self-serve buffets. Now, I know it's like, Shawne, are you serious? Can't be. No self-serve buffets, folks. With the spread of the coronavirus, you guys know it's been crazy. And so they're not getting rid of buffets altogether, but they will be people serving you, as opposed to you just getting, being self-served and you getting what it is that you want. Again, I have not experienced this yet. I don't even know if I'm cruising yet this year. It may not be until next year. We'll see how that goes. But from everything that I've been getting and reading and understanding is that now you will be served when it comes to the buffets. All right. And number five, folks, the last one on the list is that there's probably going to be more planning and more reservations that need to be done. Now, what does this mean? Normally, let's just talk about if you go to any type of shows that are on the ship. Normally, the old way, pre-COVID, the old way would be that you would just go to whatever time the show was. You go to that show, you go to that lounge, find you a seat, have a seat, and enjoy the show. Just that simple. I don't think people agree. Maybe. But, normally, again, you would go to the theater, you would go and sit down, and you would just enjoy the show. And anybody who wants to come in can do that. My understanding, again, is that simply you are going to have to probably make a reservation, because I think there's going to be less people in the theater at the time. I'm not sure what the cutoff number is yet. But, you're going to have to make more plans, more reservations for things that you normally didn't do And one of those things for sure is the theater, because a lot of times the theater can be packed depending on what time you're having dinner and depending on what time you're going to shows. The other thing that'll be interesting to see is what happens when it comes to dining, because with dining, we know that normally they sit us with other people. You know, if we're not all in the same party, they usually group people together. So that'll be really interesting too, to see how the dining goes and within the dining rooms themselves. If you're not traveling with a party of, you know, 2, you know, 3 or 4, where you can kind of take up a table, you might only wind up being at a table if it's 2 of you. You only might be at a table with just the 2 of you. So that will be really interesting. But I did read that with the shows and stuff, they will really be kind of breaking those up and, you know, maybe putting limits on those. So those are the 5 things, guys, that will be different when you start to cruise in 2021. Again, things are subject to change. It depends on the cruise lines. It depends on, you know, I'm sure a lot of different factors and things that'll happen, but we will see. We will keep up to date on what's happening as ships are starting to sail back out of U.S. ports. I was down in Miami last month. I'm sure some of you guys saw the picture, and happened to be going past the port of Miami on our way to dinner. So it was dark out, and I couldn't really snap a lot of great pictures, but it was just lovely to be able to see the cruise ships in the water. I mean, you know, if you're a cruise enthusiast like myself, I truly love cruising. I love the boat. I love the ships. I think they're just absolutely beautiful. And at night with the lights and stuff on, they're absolutely gorgeous. And to be able to just see them sitting in U.S. waters was absolutely amazing. So, you know, if you guys are going to cruise, remember, you know, things may be a little bit different, you know, but you'll still be able to do what you need to do. So, you know, as far as I know, yes, I think there's still going to be some social distancing that's required when you're aboard, let's just say the Lido deck, which is usually the main deck where a lot of food and activities and pools and stuff are. I believe the pools are going to be open again. I'm not sure if those are going to be limited to a certain number of people. I'm probably guessing it probably will be. But there are quite a few pools around the ship. A lot of times, you know, because I've sailed a lot of times, you get on the Lido deck, the main deck there, and you kind of see this one big pool in the front, and maybe a whirlpool or jacuzzi off to the side. But what people don't know is there's usually another pool all the way in the back, down the other end. So I'm assuming that the pools will be limited to a certain number of people at any given time. But again, you will be able to walk around. You will be, like I said, from what I understand, you will need a mask. But again, if you've been vaccinated, I don't believe that a mask is going to be required. But again, as we book those trips and stuff, we will be double checking with the cruise lines just to make sure whether you need a mask or not. Whether you need it or not, take it with you, because I think you may need them on the ports of call when you get to those, whichever islands you're going to. You're probably going to need them once you get off the ship and you're walking around whatever country that you're in. So just some things to remember, but that's why I'm here, to kind of help walk you through that process, figure it out, and just kind of move forward. So again, cruising will be different. I'm hoping that it'll still be fun, a lot of fun, because cruising is just that. It's fun. It's a great way to meet other people. And I'm really hoping that with COVID, that this really won't stop people from, you know, still talking and interacting, even if you have a mask on. So again, we're just going to run down those 5 things again, and then I'm going to be out your way. So the 5 things that will become different, will become our new norm. 1 will be face mask. 2, testing. 3, shore excursions. 4, no self-serve buffets. And number 5, more planning and reservations. So that's it, guys. That's all I have for you today. Again, if you know you're thinking about cruising, you've never cruised before, you're not sure if cruising is actually right for you, you're not sure if, you know, to pick what ship might be right for you, don't forget that I did write a nice little book here, The Ultimate Guide to Cruising on a Budget. It's what the cruise lines won't tell you that will save you thousands of dollars. This book has been very helpful. I've had a few people over the last couple of weeks grab it. So if you don't have yours, hit me up and I will give you the link for that. But guys, cruising really can be fun. It is a true blast. It's a lot of stuff to do. I know it'll be different, but I'm hoping that we can really get back to sailing on the 7 seas and just enjoying ourselves. Because I would hate to lose cruising as a mode of transportation for me. You guys know I love cruising. I'm ready to go on another cruise. Won't do it just yet. Maybe next year. We'll see. Cruising owes me a trip for my birthday because it canceled my last one. So, you know, again, any questions, drop them here. Inbox me. Let me know. Drop them in the group, whatever the case is. And until the next video, guys, I'll probably do another video tomorrow. I'm trying to see if I can't do 5 videos this week, guys. So stay tuned tomorrow. We're going to talk about something else that relates to travel. All right. Until next video, guys. Peace.